You start?
I will.
Okay, as soon as I move, you know the drill.
Another fall sitting, this one focused squarely on the environment, at least for the beginning of it.
The legislature opened on Thursday with a ban on plastic bags legislation and the Premier calling an emergency debate on climate change. While these things might seem to be in step with a government focused more on climate change, I think you also have to acknowledge the fact that 10,000 people were coming downtown the next day for the climate strike probably factored into the government's planning that day.
Right, and although an emergency debate sounds like a big thing, in the 25 years I've been at Province House, we've had emergency debates every time pork prices have bottomed out, or we've had emergency debates on the future of coal. So it's not as significant. It's more a question of symbolism than it is of actual action, because at the end of the day they talk for 2 hours and nothing ever gets resolved.
Right, and while I think that we have to, and environmentalists in fact have given the government credit for things like the legislation to ban plastic bags, like the recent announcement for 17 new and expanded protected areas, 10 more to come after that later this year. The reality is we also have to remember that there are other parts of the government's record that are less green. They're being sued for their inability or ineffectiveness when it comes to protecting endangered species. They're being sued by several First Nations groups when it comes to industrial projects that those groups are concerned will pollute water and pollute the air. And so I don't think we're at a point yet where we can really firmly pass judgment on whether or not the McNeil government can be branded as a green government.
While banning single-use plastic bags, moving the minister to the front row, and the other things this government has done are good things, or signals that they are interested in greening the province, where the rubber really hits the road is going to be whether or not they make substantive changes to the Environmental Goals and Sustainability Act and set harder targets on things such as emissions. And that's really where you're going to see whether or not this is window dressing, or whether this government is truly committed to a greener economy, a greener Nova Scotia.